Jaguar, baby!
Come here! Let's go, give me a flipper!
All right. Welcome to whatever podcast we're doing here. I'm here in the booth on a Sunday, bright, beautiful Sunday with Troy.
Hello.
And Walt, who's filming, so I don't know that he'll be able to participate much, but I think we'll make it through. Well, Mr. Maddox, we are in, week 6 of a 7-week season, not including playoffs.
Yep.
And we thought we would just go through and kind of review everybody's season and talk about how well people did and how not so well other people did. So we'll start off at the bottom. Coming in at 0 and now 6, the Herd. Troy, what went wrong?
It seems like everything.
Okay.
This is the worst record-wise we've ever been. I'm not going to say worst like team-wise or athletically, but
we've had worse teams.
But this is the worst, obviously record-wise. 0 and 6. Can't do anything. We don't have a consistent quarterback play because we've had to switch between quarterbacks. Defensively, we were just throwing people out there a lot of times. Kids are learning, and it's the wrong combination of age and ability, or not ability, but age and
athleticism because of age, basically.
Experience.
Okay.
Experience, yeah.
So
So it's just not matching up well for the Herd this season.
I thought Carter played real good quarterback for the few games he was able to play. For Smites, never really won it for a whole game. And I thought Matt came in after Carter got hurt and has done okay. We just, they don't know what to do on defense a lot, and then they finally learn, and it's like the game's over.
And then we're not running routes well at all. Nobody's really running well. They don't know distances on how to run routes. It's just it's a whole cluster of things that's not going well. So we're 0 and 6 for a reason, not because we're getting hoed or anything.
No, nobody's hoed us. We do the hoeing.
We're just not very good. So that's that.
Okay. I'll move up to the 6th place team right now, which is Shiesty Season, coming in at, I think, now 1 and 6. What do you think about them?
Their one win was against the Herd, so
it is. I really think they have a good, fast quarterback who can make some plays. I think they need some kind of system. Like they just kind of play backyard football.
Yeah, and I mean, I think just having the right people show up consistently. I think it's the same thing. They have 5 or 6 of the same guys, but I don't think it's a.
Well, they have some really.
They're athletic. But like I said, they're showing up, having a system, just running plays, and I just think it's all just show up and play, kind of how they do it.
It is, but they seem like they have a good time, so I appreciate them being out here.
They'll get better, just like how Expendable started off really bad, and look at them now.
Yeah, they're
great.
They're a good little SETX FFL story.
Yep.
All right, so we'll move up the chain to number 5 ranked team, and this might not actually be accurate when I put the podcast out, depending on what happens today. Exclusive is now 3 and 4 because they beat the Herd today. What do you think about them?
Their problem is people showing up, consistently showing up. They have a different quarter. Well, Connor's been playing quarterback for them this season.
Connor's
so that's
played,
good.
I think, every game.
But it's just who's going to be there for them, and that's why they're at 2 and 4 now, 3 and 4 on the season. So 2 of their 4 wins are against the Herd. So and then one's against Shiesty.
They only played us once. The Expendables beat us.
No, exclusive. We've played exclusive.
Have we?
We played them in like this.
Let's see.
Yes. Dead Air. I thought we played them before.
No, we didn't play them this season.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. So,
they beat the Jack Boys. It was Jack Boys, us, and they beat Shiesty Season. So their wins, they played the Jack Boys pretty well.
They beat the best team and the 2 worst teams.
Right.
So.
But I think they have a good group. I think Fur does a good job getting people here, even if it's subs that you just have to find somewhere. So I think they're doing pretty well. So we'll move up now to the number 4 ranked team, the Expendables, at 4 and 2, and they're currently playing while we're
they're playing the Hurricanes right now. So This game is going. We're not even going to worry about what the score is so early. So yeah, they're 4-2. They could be 5-2 or 4-3, depending on how this game goes. And I think that's about where they are because they don't get. Their quarterback play is hit or miss because it depends on if Trey shows up or what. So
if Trey shows up, they can beat anybody in the league.
Yeah.
Because they took the Jack Boys, and the Jack Boys had all their people here. They took them to the very end. Remember, it was 50-45.
Yeah.
I mean, good. They're a really good team. I think a lot of their core pieces are still really good, like Josh Hall. And other people that I don't know their names.
Yeah, they've been consistent because they do have consistent. The other people besides the quarterback consistently show up.
Sure,
that's their positive attribute, and that's why you have a above 500 record because you have the consistent play.
Yeah, and I think Rob Gerard's a really good team captain. I think he keeps everybody informed, and they show up, and they don't seem to have a whole bunch of internal conflict or anything. And DT's still playing.
DT is playing with them this season. I figured that would last about 2 weeks, and he would complain and quit and go play somebody else. So
he's hanging in there. So
maybe they're giving him the ball just enough.
The perfect amount.
Yep.
It's like porridge.
Yes.
Okay, number 3 team is Team FYF, or on their shirts it's FTF.
FTF, yeah, that's not a very. Yeah.
I like that name. I think it's funny.
The name is funny. It's just like, pick what your name is though. Like your name is different from what your shirt says. So whatever.
But maybe they're saying F your feelings about that. About your feelings about.
We're saying. So they are 5-2 on the season now. Did they just win that last game?
Did FYF win the last game? Yeah, they won. So 5-2. JR's got a good squad going. He's tried to build teams over the years, and a lot of times they'll start off pretty well and then kind of fall apart. But they've hung in there the whole year, and they have some really good athletes. Now, I don't know their names because on the back of their shirts they have names like Slime
and
other names.
Other names that I don't know if we can say.
But but they have the neatest shirts. I'll say that they're black and like iridescent.
Yeah,
thing.
it is unique, very unique.
Yeah.
With JR playing quarterback though, he's making the plays. He can scramble and do all that stuff. It's just eventually they're going to run up against somebody that will stop him, and that's the thing. But he's making the plays even though he's not really a quarterback per se. He's been playing it and functioning well. So
no, I think he's doing just as good as he can do at that position. If they had Connor Moore. Or better yet, if they had like Lucas, that plays with us, man, they would be really, really hard to beat with all their speed.
Yep.
Okay, we'll move up the chain here to the number 2 team, which is the Hurricanes at 4-1. I think they just won, or they lost.
They just lost to the Jack Boys. They're 4-2 playing again, so they could be 4-3 or 5-2.
Right.
So they could be second or third place going into whatever happens here. Or hell, they could go all the way down to 4th place if the Expendables beat them. So it really could. They're either 2, 3, or 4, depending on how this game goes.
Right. And I kind of think they've benefited from a little luck this year because this is just me. I don't think that they've had. I think they've had better personnel in the past.
Yeah, and JC's not here playing quarterback right now, so that hurts.
That hurts a lot because JC's really great at that, and Atterbury is okay, but he's not a quarterback.
Yeah, and JC, even though he's the ugliest guy in the league, he's still probably the best quarterback in the league.
JC, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think you're very beautiful. You play good quarterback.
Well, you're not looking at him the way I look at him.
I look at things differently.
You look at things differently. You have a different eye.
I look at JC's heart.
Well, beauty is only skin deep, if you ask me.
And is it even skin deep with you, or is it even shallower than that?
You have to judge a book by its cover.
Walt says it's about 6 inches deep.
Oh God, this is like a canyon. What are you talking about? Oh Jesus! What are we spelunking? I didn't know.
Okay.
And number 1 is Jack Boys at 6-1.
Man, they're great. But they're, for real.
They just won a game scoring 52 points. They did give up 40 or whatever it was, but they did score 52 points very easily, like it was nothing.
They're getting to an era, like a time, because the teams that they played this year, the teams in this league, other than the Herd and Shiesty Season, which aren't like in previous leagues, Shiesty Season and the Herd would be medium.
Yeah.
But man, there are like 5 good teams that could beat anybody any day, and the Jack boys just do this thing where it's like, like old guys go play 3-on-3 basketball that have played together forever, and they just know where each other are. They do that, and they're fast.
Yep. And every year we think they're going to start failing. They're going to start falling apart.
Oh.
And maybe they do for a game, but then they come right back and just do what they do. And it's fun to watch because it's like, God, look at the plays they make.
Well, they had a pitch in that last game.
Was kind of ridiculous.
And it looked like they had drawn it up.
Yeah, it looked like a rugby play or something.
But you know that they just feel and flow and do what they do. And I think they've gotten a lot more calm over the years because they're in their late 20s now. I think most of those guys are, and they don't get as upset with each other. And like you said, they can lose a game now and not completely fall apart.
Yeah,
because they lost earlier in the year to Exclusive, and I think in previous years that might have been their season because they would get upset. But man, they took it like a champ. They're like, you know what, we're coming back. And today they did request. I'll say. Labrie requested that their championship shirts this year be pink.
Okay.
Because they don't have any breast cancer awareness shirts.
Tell you what, Labrie, if you can learn what a clock is and y'all show up on time, and if you win and if you show up on time for the last couple of weeks of the season, show up on time. Don't make us wait for you. We don't wait on you anymore. Then you can have a pink shirt.
Now I have to edit this.
I don't give a
I have to edit it more.
Show the up on time.
Come on. That's 3 edits. I was just going to put this on the internet. Labrie, I think you're doing wonderful, and I'm not worried about your punctuality. You keep on keeping on. It makes you so mad. Now, please show up on time, but I'm not going to be as angry. Do you remember that time that you were screaming on the field? And I told you that if you didn't stop screaming or cussing or yelling, that I was going to be really disappointed in you.
Yes. That was hurtful. It's hurtful what you said.
I think you laughed. Like,
it was. I couldn't yell anymore because it was just like, okay, this is funny. This is funny. I was very disappointed. You were very disappointed in me.
But
because you got up in my face and said, I'll be very disappointed, and that was it.
Yeah, if you don't stop this, I'll be very disappointed.
No pink shirts unless you show up on time. That's it. That's the rule.
Well, good thing Troy doesn't make the rules.
If you give him a pink shirt, I will be very disappointed.
I disappoint you all the time.
God, yes, you do.
Well, I think, though, the league's going pretty well. We haven't had any big problems. Everybody's had a pretty good attitude, and I think the games are pretty competitive for the most part, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's been... I mean, there have been some blowouts, but that happens every year. But I think every game has been competitive. Nobody's been like, oh, look at that play. Like, people are using the make it, take it rule, and sometimes it's working against them. And I think that's what's the fun thing about it is that...
That's been fun. That was a good idea. I'll give you the credit. That was... that's the Troy... we need to call, instead of make it take it, we'll call it I'm doing a Troy. A Troy, Mad Dog, Maddox.
What is it when we're doing a Cody? Is it we're in there cleaning the toilet?
Yeah, that's when you go clean the bathroom.
I'm going to go do a Cody.
After someone just destroyed it. You come out here on your Friday and mark the field. And let's do a Cody. Not a lot of people want to do Codys. There appears to be conflict.
On the same team. These guys are on the same team arguing.
Oh, it's DT.
It's DT arguing with somebody on his own team.
Hey,
what are the odds?
We can call a conflict.
We could.
All right. Blue shirt appears to be walking near DT.
And everyone's in between them.
Okay.
He's yelling. They just scored a touchdown, and he's upset about it, that his own team scored a touchdown. Maybe it's because he didn't score it.
You know, D Nasty was doing a good job.
Oh, and he got kicked out.
Oh, okay. He got kicked out. Who got kicked out?
DT. What are the odds?
Well, here we go. Well, I don't have anything else. Right. Troy, do you?
Are we not going to have like another special segment?
We can do another special segment.
Like a question segment or a tell me your thoughts on this segment? Or
we'll do that. Yeah, just I need a break though.
Need a break? We'll turn.
She's downstairs. I got to talk to her.
I got you.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back. All right, we're back.
We're back.
Better than ever. Well, after the skirmish there downstairs, I think since it's Halloween week, we can do a kind of a spooky segment where we are going to discuss what would be the most terrifying horror movie or scary TV show, monster or ghost or whatever that you could think of. So, Troy, did anything come to mind off the bat?
I think the most terrifying thing would be something that can either like disappear and reappear in a certain area, something that just, or things that move real herky-jerky, real fast, like in movies, like things like that. That really freaked me out.
Well, I was just talking to you about A Quiet Place. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Those monsters move so rapidly.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you can't make a sound, is I think that makes them pretty terrifying.
Like things in movies that freak me out is when you see like this, there's like an old creepy woman in the corner, and then all of a sudden she just moves real fast and she's right in front of you or something.
Yes.
Like, that creeps me out. Those are things that creep me out. But something that can move and do things and get to places that you can't.
There was a movie called Hereditary, I think was the name of it, and I thought that was really scary because it was so confused. Like, you didn't know what it was.
When she's hiding up in the corner of the house.
And you never really get to know what that thing was. Like, it's just that little spirit that goes into the boy or whatever. I think stuff like that is super scary just because you would never know what it's doing. Like, at least if it's a monster, you're like, well, it's a physical thing that we could maybe shoot or do whatever with. Yeah. Like the Jason thing, Michael Myers, those to me aren't that scary because there are serial killers and stuff. I mean, but anything that, like you said, you can't see. Yeah. Or that it's just so overpowering with how much faster it is than you are. What was that other movie? Like Stranger Things. I don't know if you've seen the newer Stranger Things. That to me is pretty terrifying. Like this thing that controls this other world that you don't know exists, but it also controls you somehow. Yeah. Like anything that's kind of invisible. The Ring to me was scary.
The Ring was because it's like you're putting yourself in a situation. If you can easily keep yourself out of the situation, but you almost human nature,
and you're stuck once you're in it. It reminds me of that old thing. Like people have always said that question of, for $1 million, would you for $1 million have the situation where a snail is always moving toward you, and if it touches you, you die. So basically, you just always have this thing that's is coming at you at a very slow pace, but you're just always on edge. What was that movie about? Like it had a logging truck and Final Destination.
Like that's creepy because if you cheat death one way, it's going to find you eventually. Yeah. Like you never know how it's going to happen, and it's always some gruesome thing. Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Yeah, that stuff freaks me out. It's like this always impending doom, So, have you ever seen a Halloween costume that you thought was truly scary?
A Halloween costume?
Yeah, like in real life. Like, have you ever seen one where you're like, that's scary?
No, I remember one time when I was a kid, and I don't know if I just thought this or if I actually saw this happen. I was out at some friend's neighborhood, and we went to this house, and then we were leaving, going down the street. And somebody came dressed like a robber and was sneaking around the cars and was coming up behind people. Like, I don't know if I remember that or if that was actually real, if I'm just dreaming that. But I remember like that happening. Like that was creepy. Like someone sneaking around all dressed in, black.
Like something that could actually be harmful. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, to me the scariest thing was when the haunted hotel did it so that it was just almost all dark. Yes. Like all the little decorations and stuff like that never really bothered me because I'm like, well, that's not real. But when it was completely dark and basically quiet and you just knew that there's going to be like a loud noise
in the room
or someone would come out and you don't ever get a good look at what's happening, that to me, that's scary.
I went to the haunted hotel in high school and went with me and the girl I was dating at that time. We all went together. It's a whole group of us, and we went in. And they didn't check you for weapons, knives, guns, and you just went in. You bought a ticket and went in. Right. And it's this dark place. It's just dark. they don't check you for anything. Because some idiot could go in there and hide in the corner
Absolutely,
with a real knife and stab you or whatever.
Sure.
And people think it's just part of the show. You don't even realize it.
Or you could have like some PTSD guy.
Yeah.
Where you're like jump out and scare him. And, yeah.
So it was like, and I said, I'm never going again. I mean, I'm sure they check for stuff. Now, I don't know if they do or not, but I was like, I'm not ever going again because I didn't trust people.
Right. I thought they did too good of a job. Like, it was...
Yeah.
It was just dark.
Yeah. That's creepy.
Because I went to another haunted house when I was a kid, and they had like this ornate setup where it was like aliens doing surgery on a human.
Yeah.
But it wasn't scary. It was just sort of like interesting,
Creepy,
I guess.
Yeah.
So, I have another question. What are your thoughts on adult Halloween?
I think it's like, what do you mean, like adult Halloween?
Well, I've been married to a lady before who was just absolutely disgusted by adult Halloween.
Well, what do you mean by adult
like adults
Halloween?
dressing up in costumes and going to like adult Halloween parties.
No, I don't see a problem with that.
I think it's fun.
It's a good excuse to get drunk and wear something
and
stupid.
be silly for a day. I agree. Now, I do think it's funny that like every female costume isn't just a bee; it's a slutty bee.
Yeah.
Or you can't. It's not like Wonder Woman. It's real slutty Wonder Woman.
Yeah. That makes it more exciting. Yeah.
It's going to be slutty skeleton.
Walt
skeleton.
says that his wife is going to be slutty skeleton.
So you can
there you go.
you can see her pelvis from here.
Now I can do a good Jeffrey Dahmer
You did a good Jeffrey
and a good
Dahmer.
Colin Robinson.
You did a even better Colin Robinson because you woke up like looking like
Just
Colin
woke up
Robinson.
and went to the
Oh,
Halloween
you just put
party.
on some glasses and you turned into Colin Robinson. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't care. I think that's fine. Halloween is not just a children. Trick or treating is for children. Halloween is for everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think that there are so few things you get to do that are just kind of silly and fun.
Yeah,
and that's one of them.
When we went to your Halloween party a couple years ago, and you had the blood bags with whatever was in it, sangria.
Yeah,
whatever was in it,
sangria
and
blood
it looked like
bags,
blood.
yeah.
That was awesome. Those were
Yeah,
really good.
I don't think people do enough stuff like that, because Christmas is all about kids.
Yeah.
Like adult Christmas to me is a bit lame. Like, okay, because if you have money, you buy yourself what you want all year. It's not like this really special thing. I kind of think white elephant stuff's a little played out. But Halloween to me is very special. Like, it's just one day where you get to be a kid for a little bit, and you get to get drunk.
You get to get drunk and put on makeup and wear a crazy outfit or something or whatever. Yeah, it's fun. It's because you don't get to do. You can do it at work. People get to dress up at work and things like that. It's like a fun thing.
Okay, last question. You have a team 8-on-8 flag football like we play out here. Team of vampires, team of werewolves. Who's winning?
Werewolves, because you can't unless you play at night.
It's a night game.
Okay, it's a night game.
It's absolutely a night game.
Um,
and they are wolves. They're not.
So they're not. So they're not human form.
Yeah, and
human form.
It's like after he's
After
already
he turns
a
into
human.
a human, he's a human form.
So
That's funny.
the vampires are at their peak vampire abilities, and the werewolves are at their peak werewolf abilities.
I'm gonna go with a vampire because the werewolves can't throw the ball very well.
That would be a problem.
They can probably put it in their teeth and run well, but they're not going to pull flags very well. Vampires can fly and
vampires have a lot more powers than werewolves.
I'm going to go with vampires unless they're like what we do in the shadows vampires, and they would be absolutely terrible.
All right.
But
sorry, follow-up football question. In all the zombie movies and TV shows you've ever seen, which variant of zombie would make the best football team?
I don't know. Because their limbs fall off all the time, and
but there's different. Like Walking Dead zombies, they would be a terrible football team. They're slow. They just kind of are.
Maybe like a Zombieland zombies. Those were
Zombieland zombies.
Those were
fast
and run. Yeah, I think that would be
28 Days Later zombies. I think are pretty terrifying. I Am Legend zombies, because they were actually learning stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they would be good. But I'll go my best zombie football team would be the White Walkers.
Oh well, yeah. Is that? I guess they are zombies. Yeah, they're the undead.
They were organized.
Yeah. They were organized.
They had a large pool of talent to choose from. I think I'm going with.
That's a good choice.
The White Walkers.
Nobody
from
remembers
Game
that
of Thrones.
because the show ended so terribly. But
I know.
Yeah.
But so there you go.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Any other Halloweeny topics?
Have you ever seen the movie Terrifier?
No. Is it
I
bad?
have my phone over there. It's on the other side. The movie Terrifier has one of the wildest characters, and there's Terrifier 2 has come out this year. Like the first one came out years ago. The main villain is this. He's a clown.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't like evil clowns. They kind of creep me out.
Like I'm gonna just.
Oh, Troy's pulling up the Terrifier trailer for me here. We're going to have to do some heavy editing. Whoa.
Oh shit! Of course.
Oh, God. Good gravy.
All right, so sorry.
So there's the Terrifier.
Terrifier is.
I might have to knock some of that stuff out of the podcast. But,
it's not just that he's a creepy clown. It's just it's so gross. The movie's gross. He smears his poo all over a bathroom in a pizza parlor. It's disgusting.
What a butthole!
It's disgusting. And then I haven't
Did
seen.
he come down here to the field? Was that the Terrifier?
Yeah. But the second one has come out, and it's supposed to be worse. People have been vomiting and passing out in the theater. I haven't seen that one.
Well, I'll tell you what's underrated are demonic children.
There's a lot of demonic children.
But they're a creep. Like The Omen.
The Omen.
The Omen freaked me out. Now, I watched it when I was a little kid, but I thought The Omen was weird.
Hereditary was kind of like that.
Yeah, Hereditary had, I guess, that was the little girl that was possessed for a while. And then
until she got
her head knocked off.
How about when the mother is in that room, that she flips a light on and the mother's not there anymore, and then she flips the light off and the mother's in the corner, like, it's so creepy.
No. I thought the end of that movie, too, by the way, spoiler alert, I thought the end was so unsettling.
Yeah.
It was like, what does this mean for anybody?
People up in the treehouse. Did you see all the naked people around, like in the scenes, like they're hidden and everything, and the lady saws her head off, like, oh my God.
Yeah,
such a good movie. Yeah.
Those guys make a lot, but they have other movies too, like Midsummer's
Night or whatever. Yeah,
like that movie was freaky.
Yeah,
but yeah. So there you go.
That's good stuff. Halloween horror time.
Halloween horror time.
Yes.
Come on down to the Halloween horror house. Horror house. But it's horror, WHORER. So
horror.
more horror than normal.
More horror than yours. The horror house. Where you can get a midnight pie.
There you go.
and your favorite rocking chair.
Yes.
And the best tobacco
you
in the
can
world.
find in the land. Well, I think I've said enough. Is there anything else?
Oh, man, this was fun. We haven't done one in a while. This is good.
All right.
This was fun. I enjoy this show.
Well, we got one regular season week left and then the playoffs, so we look forward to seeing all of you the next couple of weeks and then not at all for a while.
Yeah, we won't see you for, December. We'll have the First Responders Tournament. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, we have the First Responders Tournament coming up on December, it's a Saturday.
12th?
I think it's the 12th. And we'll have cops out here and firemen and EMTs, and we're raising money for a scholarship. We did our first scholarship this year and put a nice lady named Luisa Luna through the EMS Academy, almost paid for all of it for her, and we were really super proud to do that, and I know she's going to do great. So we want to do that again. If you guys want to donate or just want to know more about it, you can send us an email at SETX@gmail.com or call me 409-466-1250. Please don't write that on a bunch of bathrooms. It's already enough. Facebook, however else, just let us know how you want to help out, because we want to raise as much as we can to put people through these academies. So there you go.
Awesome.
All right. Well, everybody have a great day. And Troy, do you have a thing you said?
I know.
200 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I got you.
Friends come and go, but 200 pounds is 200 pounds.
Good luck.